My wapendwas, it's a new day and it's a new episode. So today we are talking about self-love. Since we have already covered self-awareness and we have covered self-acceptance, now is the time we need to focus on self-love and self-worth. So allow me to first remind you that in this discussion, I want you not to judge yourself. No one is perfect. And don't judge us. Just maintain an open mind. See if you can grasp one or two things from our discussion. Assess yourself and understand where you are. Think about where you need to go. And whatever you have grasped from this discussion, apply it so that you can propel yourself forward. At the end of the day, the end goal is self-love. So today I have two awesome guests. One of them has been here before. She's a veteran now, but I have a new guest. So let's dive into our discussion for the day. And as I told both of you, we want to talk about self-love and self-worth. As a starting point, I wanted to give an opportunity to both of you so that you can define for us what is self-love according to your own understanding. Let me start with you, Mumina Dahir.
Thank you so much, Abdi Shukri, for giving me another chance. Self-love is one word that people throw around every day, and it's a very big word. And self-love is the state of appreciating yourself, oneself, okay? That grows, it helps you to grow in your life, be it physically, be it psychological, be it spiritual. It gives you all that. So it's appreciation of oneself and help you grow physically, psychologically, and spiritually.
Wow.
In short.
In short, okay, I like that. Sharif, what can you add for us?
Self-love is taking care of your needs, your happiness, everything that concerns about yourself, without hindering or without sacrificing anything to make other people happy. In short, it's like being on your own team.
Whoa, I like that also. Okay, so I wanted to ask you guys another thing. Is self-worth the same as self-love? You help us understand what self-worth is. Let me start with Sharif.
Self-worth is, maybe from my understanding or from my concept, is being on your, to have values for yourself, to respect yourself, in any way, whether you're fat, even if you're thin, even if you're ugly, even if you're pretty, you owning yourself, having worth as a person.
Whoa, hey, it's about like where you are now, valuing where you are now and who you are now. I like that. Muna, what can you add for us?
Self-worth is not the same as self-love. Self-worth is the feeling that I'm a good person to be treated with the respect that I deserve. That's all about self-worth.
Who deserves the best treatment from himself or herself and also from others. Lovely. So this discussion is deeper. It will be more personal. I wanted us to talk about our experiences, our life journey and everything. So the first question I want to ask all the three of us is, what is the best thing that we ever did for ourselves?
According to me, I've done a lot. The best a lot I think I've done for myself is accepting my flaws, my strength, my weakness, and taking myself, accepting myself the way I am.
Lovely. Muna, what can you add? What have you done for yourself that you say, this is the best thing I've done for Mumina Dahir?
As for self-love, right?
Yes.
Setting boundaries. I learned to set boundaries with my family members, with my friends, with my siblings, at workplace. So it helps me have self-confidence, of course, at the end of the day. Other thing is self-care. I do a lot of self-care, and most of people say, "Oh, you are selfish." I'm like, I'm not selfish. I love myself.
So the real test of self-love comes in when you're down, when you have failed, when something did not work out as you wanted, you are at your bottom. That's the time the real test of self-love comes in. So what do you do for yourself to bring yourself up? Let me start with Dahir.
I don't believe in failure. I believe in
Setback.
you sleep and you wake up and dust yourself and move on. Okay, I don't believe in failures.
Wow. Okay.
So I know whatever that I did and it did not work. It was not made for me. Okay. I will feel emotional and I have to feel the pain. By the way, self-love means you have to feel the pain. So that is why you don't block the pain, you feel the pain. When you have the pain, I practice what's called self-compassion.
Yay, I'm kind.
Whatever happened, it has happened. Yes, I just, the way the warmth I give to other person, I give to myself. Yes, that thing did not work out. It is not meant for me. It's okay to feel pain. It's okay that this inadequacy has happened. That feeling of like I need it, but I didn't get it. It's okay. Next time, there is always next time. I do that self-compassion.
Wow.
I tell myself sorry. And I even hug myself like this. I don't need. I just compassion to deal with that, all to accept the imperfection and all that, so that I don't self-criticize myself.
You don't self-criticize yourself. A very important take-home point. I like that. Sharif, let me come to you.
It's a nature of human to beat yourself. It takes time for you to recover or to move on. One thing I learned is that when I'm in such situation or when I'm kind of my things did not work, I don't want to hear what people say. I don't like it. You start listening to what people say, it toxifies you. The negative feedback or the negative talk you get, even if it's bad or it's good, even if it's positive or it's negative, you start thinking about it. It will make you start hating yourself. So for you to move all about this thing, it's better for you not to listen to what people say. You avoid it totally. At least listen to yourself. You know, when you talk to yourself in a good way, in a respectful way, then you start you motivate yourself. That's what I believe.
Whoa. Okay. So when I'm down, when things are not working my way, before I used to beat myself up. I used to blame myself for it. Nowadays, I no longer blame myself. Things will work. Sometimes they will not. So whether it worked or it did not, for me, what I do is if I am out of the house, let's say I'm office set up or anywhere else in town, first thing I do is to just observe my feelings and my emotions, accept them, validate them, accept that I'm hurt, accept that I'm feeling down. I no longer like try to numb or push it away. I accept it, I embrace it. If I'm in the house, I go straight away to bed, hug my pillow, take my time, no self-beating. It's just a matter of loving yourself so that, you come out of it and life goes on. Ladies, let's move on to another aspect. If things have worked out, you are in celebratory mood, things are perfect, how do you still make yourself humble? How do you still ground yourself and don't take things out of proportion? Let me start with you, Dahir.
One of the way that I do is I became mindful of everything. Mindful of what I think, what I feel, and what I want. Okay. So when I am down, and when I'm in celebratory mode, I am mindful so that I don't become arrogant and ignorant of the surroundings and hurt other people, bash, on their face. So I am mindful. I thank God. I thank myself for achieving that. and I do it in a kind in a kind manner, but mindful of my everything. Mindfulness helps me a lot. Think, I feel, I do what is right.
Lovely.
Yeah. At that moment.
Lovely. Sharif, for you, how do you ground yourself? How do you remain humble?
Like Mumina said, usually in any situation, whether you're celebrating, even if it's small or big, you have to be mindful of your feelings, your surroundings, your people, so that you can't hurt others.
Okay.
So you celebrate in a way that are respectful to you or to someone who is anything that is around you.
For me, before I had this level of awakening, I used to push away good feelings with the pretext of it's short-lived, something worse is coming. So I never used to embrace it, but where I am now, I embrace it. I maintain a high level of gratitude. I give thanks to Almighty Allah for whatever I have achieved and where I am. And I think that is one thing that helped me be grounded and be humble. Okay, real talk. In our self-awareness, in our self-acceptance, in our self-worth, we always used to mention that we have to accept and embrace our flaws. And in this discussion, I want us to share just one flaws about ourselves that we either accepted and fully embraced it, or we have accepted and we're working on, improving it, so that other people, our viewers, can actually feel they're not alone. They're not the only ones who have flaws. We all do. No one is perfect. Let me start with you, Sharif.
This is very big. You think I'm saying I'm a counseling psychologist, but I can't do public speaking. I can't do.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the thing. Nina knows. I tell her, oh my God, how am I? Even if I'm told like there is something you're supposed to come, and I'll be having even butterflies. I'll be having stomach upset. I'll be having a lot of things. But I am learning how to overcome or how to work with it. So since I know that I can't do that, even if I'm good in talking to one-to-one, I'm good in that. But when it comes to like more than even like 10 people, I can't do it. So I'm learning now. I'm like in a baby stage. I do small things, like small talks, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing my progress. I'm not there, but I'm working on it.
Lovely. That is so brave to share. Thank you very much, Sharif. What about you, Dahir?
Oh, trusting someone, trusting people. Yeah, because I think it's from upbringing, Remember in our childhood, we said we need to have affection, attention, and all that, and then you don't know you didn't get all that, and then you don't know trust. So it has affected me. And when I trust 100%. When I trust that person, and then when I get hurt, I'm like, I used to hit myself, but I learned to live with it.
Whoa.
Through the therapy and everything, it's working. Because I had to trust, even at workplace where you used to work, you trust people, something bad happened, and they're like, ooh, what happened? But I trusted you, and then you said, I will not trust again, but it is really difficult to fully 100% trust.
All right.
Yeah.
These are personal, guys. So I also want you to assess yourself and talk to yourself and see where am I having flaws and how am I dealing with it. For mine, as Mumina said, it goes back to childhood and how I was brought up. It's about people's pleasing. Seeking validation from outside. I talked about it in my the episode of self-acceptance. It's something that I haven't yet mastered. I'm still at a vulnerable stage, but also, as Sharif said, I'm taking the baby steps, slowly and slowly. You cannot wake up one day and boom, I'm better, I'm perfect. No, it has to, it's a process and it's baby step. It's all about how you deal with it. We have come to the end of our discussion, and I want to give each one of you an opportunity to share your final remarks on our today's discussion. And I will start with you, Dahir.
Okay, as we close the session, I think we need to do justice to this topic.
Yes.
And we need to add more, and we need to give more time to it, because there are many things that we need to cover. One of them is living intentional life. Living intentional life.
Okay.
You need to accept and love yourself more. Whatever is happening in your life at this moment, design it, purpose it, and fulfill it every day at a time. Live intentionally. For whatever happened, just forgive yourself and leave it. For the river to take its course.
For the river to take its course. Momena said it. Lovely, lovely. So let me come to you, Sharif. Your final remarks.
About self-love, I forgot to say something. Let's add something like I'm free to be myself. So everything is a progress of, it's not perfection, it's just progress. Let's know that.
My mantra for the day is I am perfectly imperfect, but I'm enough. So you as viewers, what's your mantra for the day? Share it in the comment section below, your understanding on self-love, your struggle, where you are, and don't forget to subscribe. Do you know what's coming? Self-care. Whatever we left out in this discussion will still come in the self-care discussion. Thank you very much for joining us. Bye.